the blood. I'm going up the rails of the crazy train. I'm going up the rails of the crazy train. Listen now when you hear it. Bog in the moon. Mama's gonna worry. I'm really mad, bad boy. Right now you can. Right now you can. Right now you can.
Hey, Rock Dude here.
Marky Z, and welcome to another Season 2 episode of the
Rockin House.
Today's special guest we have in a band I actually play in, and of course, Little Ozzy, the ultimate Ozzy Osbourne tribute. You have to see these guys. This guy's a pint-side Prince of Darkness, and he sounds just like Ozzy Osbourne. It's insane. We got Night's Rain here today. We got the singer. We're going to have Glenn Frank. He is like the mini Dio. When you hear this guy sing, you swear you're listening to Dio, almost like you're right there at a concert. And Night's Rain is going to be here live to talk about what's going on with them. Rock Dude.
Yeah, Night's Rain is going to double bill with Little Ozzy. That's the band that Ozzy Osbourne endorses, and we were fortunate to become friends with Little Ozzy, and he helped us out because the world-renowned photographer, who we do know, Mark Weiss, shoots his band's shots. So he said, let me call Mark and see if he wants to do a Rockin House show. So thanks, Little Ozzy, for all of that,
Thank
you know,
you.
and being a photographer myself. That's a cool thing to be able to do something or a project with Mark Weiss. That's all cool. And then, once again, we're doing a show with our co-host here, bass player extraordinaire, Marky Z. So, go ahead, Mark.
All right, well, just so you guys know, the tribute band is a Dio Black Sabbath Rainbow Tribute. We're going to bring on Glenn Frank to the Rockin House. Welcome, Glenn Frank, to the Rockin House.
Waits for the morning, you can hide in the sun till you see the light. Oh, rain's alright. Get away, between your velvet light. There's a truth that's hard to feel, yeah.
All right, welcome to the show.
Yeah, Glenn, okay. Squeeze in here, brother.
Night's Rain.
Rockin House, what's up?
All right, let's start this off, Mark. We got your singer from your band,
Absolutely.
Glenn Frank here, and singer. And of course, Mark, if everybody doesn't know, Marky Z is the bass player of Night's Rain, tribute to Dio, Black Sabbath. And
Rainbow.
And Rainbow.
what are you thinking there, Glenn?
I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. It's starting to gel now. Finally.
We'll let Mark take the first
Sure.
question here.
Well, the first thing I want to talk about, Glenn, and I don't know if I even asked you this question, you've been in the band now a year and a half.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, let me ask you this, brother, and of course our chemistry is really locking awesome now.
Yeah.
How did you start singing? What got you into it?
Well, the thing is, I grew up with two older brothers and an older sister, so I started listening to music, like even heavy music at a young age, like
Okay.
headphones on at 10, listening to Zeppelin, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
kind of started young.
Sure.
But as far as singing, I always liked in songs, lyrics and stuff like that, so I was more leaning towards singing than playing an instrument.
I got you.
That's how I kind of got
natural.
into that, yeah. And then I was like 16, 17, I said, man, I think I can actually do this. I got a voice, but I never pursued it until I was 40 years old.
Wow, how about it? So late, and we hear that's quite a lot in the Rockin House with some of these artists that are known stars. They started late in life.
Yeah.
We had Tara Lynch. She put 2 kids through college and didn't start becoming the rock star life until after. She put it on hold, which is really a rare thing.
It's kind of crazy, but I'm still glad it actually happened, you know, because now I'm really having fun doing this.
That's so awesome. So how did you get connected with Night's Rain? Like, how did you connect with us?
Well, it's actually a kind of a crazy story. everybody knows in South Jersey area, Ski from Deadly Blessing.
Absolutely.
Well, he was in the tribute band, Judas Priest
Yes.
tribute band, Metal Gods. A lot of people know them, yeah.
Absolutely.
So one night they're at a bar playing, and he's doing You Got Another Thing Coming. And he's got the cordless mic, and he starts to walk around the bar. So me and him make eye contact, and he knows I sing, and I kind of had a feeling he was going to give me the mic to hit a note or something. And sure enough, he comes in on You Got Another Thing Coming, gives me the mic, and I hit a power note, the Tomorrow power note. And at that time, this other tribute band was there watching Metal Gods, Metallica tribute, Obey Your Master, which we've played with before.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
I actually started talking with them. They said, "Are you singing now?" And I said, "No, I'm looking for a band." And he said, "Well, I have a friend, Johnny Wads, the guitar player, says he's looking for a Dio tribute." And I was like, "You got to be kidding," because it's either Priest, Dio, or Maiden for me to do was what I wanted to do, those three
That's your
tributes.
niche, man. That's
So
it.
it ended up being Dio, which I'm glad it ended up being it because these guys are talented. I mean, Johnny Wads, killer guitar player, Marky Z, killer bass, Phil Wax, killer drummer.
Yeah.
So
Now let's get on this Phil Wax topic because originally there was another drummer in Night's Reign,
Matt.
and now his name was Matt. Did a great job for you guys. But now we move on to this Phil Wax character, and quite a prominent name in drumming in the Philadelphia scene. Tell us about Phil Wax.
yeah, well, he's actually in like believe 4 bands at this time right now.
Absolutely.
Hell of a drummer, and I think no offense to Matt or anything. I like the guy and all. I just think Phil is just a better fit for Night's Reign altogether.
There is a time that comes when sometimes another musician might be a better fit.
Yep.
Correct. And
That's
then also he plays in a band, Phil Wax, with little, we call him a little guy, but he's still like 14 years old. The little Zeb they call him.
And they were at Sweeney's this past weekend.
He's an amazing guitar player. If anybody wants to see the next big thing coming down the road,
Unbelievable.
Zeb
That's it.
is great. He plays with him. So now you're finding your way with this new drummer, and I think it's going to be a stepping stone to bigger things with the
Absolutely.
reputation of Phil, besides the point.
Absolutely.
I agree. I like the way this project's moving ahead now, and I think we're going to go up above and beyond.
You know, because there are musicians who come into a project that bring a reputation with them, and that's exactly what Phil does for you guys.
Yeah, he's definitely a good fit for this band. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to come back and talk more with Glenn and how this band, Night's Reign, that we're involved in and I'm excited about, is going to be doing a double bill with Little Ozzy. It's
Yeah.
coming up in October, a
That's
big Halloween show. So stay tuned for that. We'll be right back.
It's really only hell. Don't smell the flowers. They're an evil drug to make you lose your mind. Don't dream of women, 'cause they'll only bring you down.
Back here at the Rockin House with Glenn Frank, lead singer for Night's Reign, Dio tribute band, and Black Sabbath. Thing we want to talk about the most here is a great thing with the Little Ozzy tribute band. That's actually the tribute band that Ozzy Osbourne endorses. So, go ahead, fellas. Tell us about what's going to happen with Little Ozzy and Night's Reign.
I'll let you take it, Glenn.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of stoked about this show because from what I hear, it's in his hometown of Virginia,
right.
Prince George, Virginia, which is his hometown. So I'm anticipating a pretty big turnout, big crowd. So
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be one hell of a show, but Night's Reign has to bring their A game to this because there's no playing this kind of stuff.
No.
This is
Yeah,
the
when
real
you're playing
deal.
with a national headliner, yeah, you
Yeah.
little more cards on the table, so to speak.
Exactly, yeah.
Um,
So
And you got Mark Weiss going to be shooting photography.
True. And
But yeah, you're going to get
Good.
some national exposure.
A legend.
Oh my God.
You're going to get some national exposure playing with Little Ozzy, and
yeah.
that's always good that way.
So yeah, no time for no mistakes that day.
Dude, just go up there and have fun, man.
Hey, that's what I'm going to
That's
do.
my attitude.
I'm
Go over and
looking.
have fun.
I'm really looking forward to that show. And even though it's in Virginia, but it's, to me, 5 hours is really nothing to do that show. To be with Little Ozzy is worth it right there.
And we're going to tell them where it is and when it is, and people want to catch us. They want to get down there.
Yeah, if you don't mind driving to Virginia 5 hours, it's in Prince George, Virginia on Mischief Night, the night before Halloween, Saturday, October 30th.
That's correct.
And I believe there's
What a vibe that is,
There's
yeah.
another band.
there is another band. I heard
Before
there's
us, but we're
yeah,
supporting Little Ozzy.
yeah, we are. Yeah, we're opening for
We're
them.
supporting them.
When you're doing the music of the Prince of Darkness, night before Halloween is actually a great thing, good vibe.
That's what I was thinking too. Dio Ozzy at Halloween. How can you can't go wrong?
Good. It's a good combination of two bands coming together. Yeah. So in the future, we need to touch base on what is Night Rain doing in the future here.
A lot going on.
A lot going on.
Yeah, we got a lot of things going on, but I just heard that there is going to be another Metal in the Mountains too, up in the Poconos,
Yes, at Johnny's
which
house.
the last one was really a blast to do, and we had Maiden and Black Sabbath. Then this time we're going to have Sinner, Judas Priest tribute, and I believe you said
We're going to get Bark at the Moon.
Ozzy
tribute.
the Ozzy tribute,
We're
Bark at the
working on
Moon. We're
getting
trying to
them,
get,
And we got
and
a
maybe
definite AC/DC
AC,
tribute.
the whole lot of AC/DC. So
Yes.
it's going to be another blast up there, and
Whole lot of rock and roll and metal. in
Yeah,
one night.
I
You
can't
don't
wait
wanna
for
miss
that.
If you can make it, bring your tent. We got several acres of land. It's going to be $30 a ticket for that. And it's going to cover a lot of things. It's going to cover some of your alcohol the whole time there
Food.
from 2 to 10 o'clock. 4 metal bands tributing these greats that we all know and lived when we were growing up. It's going to be an awesome time. Food truck. We're going to have merchandise. We're going to have everything just like a mini concert, a full sound system. It's going to be amazing. We cannot wait to do Metal in the Mountains too.
yeah, the first one was fun, and I think
Yes.
this one might even be better the second time around.
It's
So
gonna be phenomenal.
this should be a
So it
blast.
seems like we're all interconnected. You're in the South Jersey musician scene,
Yes.
where you started from, and then Marky's over in the Delco County scene over by the airport I-95 area. So yeah, so all these musicians intermingle and know each
A
other.
lot of-
So
yeah.
Yep.
yeah, so we're taping up here in Montgomery County, which is where the famous Corton Plaza complex is, shopping area,
Yep.
and the famous Rib House, where most of the bands up this way play. So yeah, take it away, fellas. What do you
I
think?
think what we're going to talk about before we bring Little Ozzy to the show, which he will be here today. We're going to bring him up shortly.
Momentarily.
Momentarily, that's right. We're going to talk about, there's some big plans in 2022 for this band Night Train. We're so excited. We don't want to realize
yeah.
quite yet, but it is going to be
Huge.
huge for this band, and we are excited, and
Yeah,
we'll
man.
keep everybody abreast of that.
Posted.
Because they're going to get everything put together now for these
For the
festivals in 2022.
22.
And we, Night Rain, can't wait to see you all there. And we'll be coming to many of your towns with some national acts, I was told. So be staying tuned for that. We'll be bringing you that earlier into the new year, okay?
Well, to find out all this information, you can go to the Rockin House on Facebook.
Yep.
You can go to our YouTube channel, the Rockin House, to
Yes, you
find
can.
all our videos that we do.
Yep.
And you can go to therockinhouse.net to
Yep.
find our schedule for the shows.
Correct.
And all this information about where Night's Rain's playing is all going to be on either one of these sites.
Yes, and we'll be promotioned all over the place. We're so blessed to have all these people promoting this band. We're making a bunch of noise in the tri-state area, and we want to continue making it up and down the East Coast, the Midwest, even out west.
Yeah, we're not done.
We're not done.
No.
No, this
We're
is
not
the
done.
beginning.
Once again, special shout out to Little Ozzy for doing the show.
Little
Yeah,
Ozzy.
brother.
And then special shout out to Mark Weiss.
Absolutely, because he's on the book tour.
That's
Which
right,
revealed
Mark.
that.
Let's give him a little kick there, Mark.
Yeah, well,
he's
we're excited about that. Besides Little Ozzy alone, we're going to have Mark Weiss shooting us, getting pictures done by Mark Weiss. It's a dream. like we're gonna be in his Bible of the rock stars. We're gonna be getting pictures. He's gonna be shooting us live on stage. It's his book signing tour about the decade that rocks.
That's it.
Which we got something coming very soon. Stay tuned for that.
that.
Rockin House has an exclusive.
Yeah, so Mark-
right, brother?
Mark mostly came to prominence in the 80s, and then like Mark said, he's on a book tour, The Decade That Rocked, a nice coffee table book for music buffs, rock and rollers, photographers alike, and it was a great thing for me to do a project with Mark Weiss. So here at the Rockin House, we're blessed, and
I just want to say thank you, Glenn. I mean,
Hey,
I know you're my singer.
Thanks for having
Thanks
me,
for
Rock,
coming,
dude. Thanks for
brother.
having me. Appreciate it. Rockin' House, rockin'.
Remember, Night's Rain 2021. We're coming. The rain is coming.
Yeah.
Little Ozzy's going to be up next. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. All right, I'm back with Little Ozzy, and of course we had Glenn on the show just earlier with my band Night's Rain. All the way from St. Augustine, Florida, we got Little Ozzy, Lindoke, and John, the guitar player. Welcome to the Rockin' House, brother. Let's get right into this and talk about how you started and how you got involved with Little Ozzy and where it snowballed to where it is now.
Right on. Let's see, 11 years I've been doing this, and I started, people, I've always sang all my life and things, and people were like, you sound like Ozzy, and I've always loved Ozzy. So what I did was I figured good gimmick, good attention grabber, Little Ozzy,
Yeah.
4'10". So started a band in Richmond, Virginia,
Okay.
and I was just really, really anal about making it sound correct.
Right.
And I've been through probably 12 musicians in 11 years.
Sometimes what it takes. Right. Right. Yep.
So, we hit the ground running. We started booking shows when I lived in Virginia, in Florida. And we started getting calls, from people.
Yeah.
It's amazing how things work. God works things out, because I got a call from a talent scout in America's Got Talent 4 years after doing it.
Awesome.
We want to pay you to come sing for Sharon Osbourne. I'm like,
Wow.
wow, great. Right? And then a couple years later, get a call for coming to Virginia to meet you and put you on the History Channel. So
That's
that's
amazing.
really, it's been a wild ride. It's been incredible,
Yeah.
And here we are. We're still doing it, and it's just getting better.
Right? And of course, we want to talk a little about that T-shirt right there. We're both good friends. She's a very good friend of yours, the amazing photographer Mark Weiss, and his Decade That Rocks. That book is insane. It's the Bible of his life, and of course, that's involved in the tour. And we're all excited from Night's Rain to be part of that. It's going to be amazing. Of course, I want to switch over to John for a quick minute. John, welcome to the show. I believe you're 19 years old, and you're
Yes, sir.
playing with an amazing band that sounds like Ozzy Osbourne. This is before your time, and here you are replicating Randy Rhoads, and you're doing a hell of a job. Let's talk about what it feels like to play with Little Ozzy and his amazing band, tribute band.
Man, well, ever since I first saw him, it was always a dream. I always envisioned myself playing with him at some point, and I didn't know when that was going to be, if it was ever going to.
Wow.
But it did,
Yeah.
And when he was talking about my band Cradle opening up for him at the Boathouse Live in Newport News, Virginia,
Nice.
I had been doing keyboard lessons for about maybe less than 6 months.
Okay.
And I had a piano at the house, and I was just practicing my songs. And he said he just liked my playing, and the last guitar player at the time had said, "Hey, you should be our keyboard player." And we were on the road at that time, just hanging out with him, you know.
Right.
But then I ended up playing keyboards for him, and that was a surreal experience, you know. So I was
Wow.
plenty happy with that, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, if I get to hang out with these guys and just keep on jamming and do all these shows, that's all I asked for, you know.
It's a start.
But then,
Yeah.
huh?
It's a start.
Yeah,
and
great
look where it
start.
led you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, each other from way back in the day since they were 17. So, it was just like a full circle, you know.
Right.
And I've just enjoyed it ever since. And after he fired the last lineup, my dream came true, and I got to play guitar. And I didn't even listen to Ozzy before I started hanging out with him. I
Wow.
when I started hanging out with him. So
Yeah.
it's not like I've been a lifelong fan or anything. This is just
Gotcha.
once I started playing it, I appreciated it more, and you know how that goes.
Dude, you're replicating one of the best guitar players that so many guitar players modeled after learning from him is Randy Rhoads, rest in peace.
Yes, rest in peace, man.
And you're
He was-
doing a hell of a job.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
And welcome to the show. Lynn, Little Ozzy brother, let's go back to you and let's talk about this fantastic show that we put together. After 3 years, we're finally going to do this and be on the
I know,
stage
right?
sharing. It's so awesome. I'm so excited. My
That's
boys,
amazing.
Lights, Rain are. Let's talk about this awesome show coming in October.
So, not only is it Halloween,
Mhm.
but it's also Dio,
Yeah.
Black Sabbath era, Rainbow.
Yeah.
It's Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath era. I mean, for Halloween, dude.
You
It's going
can't
to be a
get
big
better.
show. It's going to be huge.
I'm so excited. We're all so excited to do
And
this.
it's in my hometown. It's in our hometown.
That's amazing in itself. Yeah.
We're excited.
So
Yeah.
awesome. So
It's
let's
glad-
tell everybody where this is, what time, what the date is of it, that people can come to the show, be part of it. They want to travel, that's fine. We want to get as many metalheads that love this music there.
Yes. It's at the Appomattox Small Boat Harbor, right beside Colonial Heights,
Okay.
which is where I grew up. It's Prince George
Okay.
for music
Okay.
through the winter, and then they stop it. But we're lucky. This is our second year, right?
Yeah.
Second annual. We
Nice.
started every Halloween is exclusive Little Ozzy,
I love
and
it.
we're excited about it because last year was big, and this year with long, it's going to be a really really cool thing.
I know.
Yeah. It's right at the boat harbor. You can come. There's RV slots. There's you can come hang out, and it's good.
Right. Okay, we're going to come back with Little Ozzy in a minute.
I'm going up the rails of the crazy train. I'm going up the rails of the crazy train.
All right, Mark, I'm back again with Little Ozzy and John from the Little Ozzy Ultimate Tribute to Ozzy Osbourne. Let's go to John for a quick minute again and talk about some of your influences as guitar players. I know at 19, who knows who could be your influences? Let's talk about it.
He drinks good Kool-Aid.
So what are
Well,
some of
it's-
your influences?
Yeah, that's an interesting question because before I played, I didn't really have guitar heroes per se.
Okay.
Because nobody had really just made my jaw hit the floor like that, Really, my favorite music is grunge music. I love, and it's controversial. It's the 80s killer and everything, but Chris Cornell is my favorite singer of all time, and just those bands, Pearl Jam. The first songs I heard was Pearl Jam. It was Jeremy by Pearl Jam.
Uh-huh.
And then I heard Rooster by Alice in Chains,
Oh, yeah.
and my dad showed me. And ever since I saw that, it's my favorite music out there.
Okay.
So, But then once I started getting into the Ozzy stuff,
Okay.
Zach Wilde is probably my number one influence
Zach.
because of his speed and his clarity. You know,
Yeah.
I have all the respect in the world for Randy and for Jake and all of them.
Oh yeah.
But there's a speed and clarity that Zach has that literally nobody else that I know has, and that's just what makes him my favorite guitar player all time.
Awesome.
And and then recently I just got into Creed. I'm a huge fan of Alter Bridge.
Okay.
It was inevitable that I would go and see Creed.
Yeah. Sure.
So Mark Tremonti, Zach's number one for sure.
Awesome. All right, let's go back to Little Ozzy. Lynn, brother, as we're going to close our show today, let's talk about what the future holds for Little Ozzy. Dealing with this COVID, now that things opened up, we now can play shows like we've been doing. People have been booking like crazy now that we have the opportunity. What is 2022 looking like into the future for Little Ozzy?
It's looking really good, man.
Cool, man.
Yep, things are coming back. We're getting calls. Nothing has manifested huge yet.
Okay.
But the cool thing about Little Ozzy and the destined part of it is that when I started this, I just knew the Osbournes would see this.
Okay.
And I was confident with what I had to bring to the table.
Sure.
And every couple of years, be it Spike TV, the History Channel, NBC, something happens. So yeah, I got a good feeling about 2022. We are very tight now.
That sounds amazing, man. Well, I'll tell you what,
He's the
dude.
best.
I want to say thank you to both of you guys coming to the show. I'm looking forward to it. My
Thank you.
partner, Glenn, who's been on the show earlier today, my lead singer. We can't wait to come and play the show with you guys and maybe see more future shows. Who knows what it might spawn for us from this show. All I want to say is I'm Mark Izzy, my partner, Rock Dude. Thank you for coming to the show. God bless you guys. We're out.
Thank you for having me.
Lights for the morning, you can hide in the sun till you see the light. Oh, rain, alright. Get away, between the velvet light. There's a truth that's hard to feel, yeah. Vision that I'll die. Like some memory will say, holy diver, you're the star of the masquerade. No need to look so afraid. Jump, jump, jump on the tiger. You can feel his heart to know he's me. So I can never feel.
All aboard! I'm going up the rails of the crazy train. I'm going up the rails of the crazy train. Listen now when you're hearing. said black masses. Oh Lord, yeah.